Hey guys, Nocturne here, and welcome back to part 2 of Metroid for the NES. In this part, we're going to be clearing out Norfair, which is the second area of the game, and this is where the majority of the items are going to be. There's 12 missile tanks in here, there's like I believe there's 2 energy tanks, and basically all the rest of the items that we need to get are going to be in here. Now when you head over to this part, there's 2 energy tanks this way. You just gotta go through this little area here and try to do it better than I'm doing. There we go, there's the first one. Okay. And most of the walls in this area, you can just go right through. So if you come to any wall in Norfair, just pretty much try to bomb through and see what happens. So there, what I was talking about earlier with the enemies that dive down, sometimes they'll stick to the floor and just kind of slide into you. Okay, and then you just come around here, and this is where the second missile tank is. Let's go ahead and pick it up. And since it's on the way there, I'm just gonna quick save and go back here. Because, I mean, I gotta go back this way anyway. So now we're going to go to the right and pretty much take care of the rest of the area here. You got this one long hallway, and then you're gonna get to the main shaft of Norfair. It's just basically a straight up and down shot to get to wherever you need to go. This area has the most hidden parts as well, because when you get one of the upgrades, there's just an entire area behind it that has everything else that's in the level. And now that you have the ice beam, you can freeze enemies and use them as platforms. I'm just going to take a quick detour through here. Get rid of that guy. And freeze him and bomb through the wall here. Yeah, there's a lot of secrets in this game, and in the original version there was no map. And now in here is something interesting. It's the ice beam again. And the reason why it's the second ice beam is because, like I said before, in the original game, the beams don't stack. So you would have to get the ice beam here, and then if you got the wave beam, you would have to get the ice beam and Brinstar in order to finish the game. Because, like I've said before, you're going to have an extremely difficult time beating the game without the ice beam once you get to where the Metroids are. And again, some lava pools are fake. And now, this right here, using these disappearing blocks is sort of like an elevator. You're going to use this in Kraid's hideout much later, unless you just want to skip to the end, like I do. Which you can do in this. You can do it in the original game too, you just need the second controller in order to do the quick save. But in this hack, they mapped it to the first controller, because I mean, if you're going to use it anyway, you might as well just put it on the first controller. I mean, speedrunners use it to get through the game. So now once you come around, go through the top here, and there's, in this upper area, there's 5 missile tanks alone. So that'll put us up to 7 already. There you go, there's 1, there's 2. And as you can see, there's a little area below us, and that's where the other 3 missile tanks are, just sitting all in a row. They packed a lot into this cartridge. In fact, there's a couple areas where if you do the wall trick that I did in order to get the Vari-suit, you can get into places where there's just a bunch of garbage data all over the place. They call them secret worlds, but I mean, it's just random stuff here and there. So there's the 1, there's the 2, and then the 3rd one's right over there. I had to take my glasses off, because it was making my eyes look weird. So that's why I'm kind of giving you this unblinking 1,000-yard stare. For some reason, because I wear glasses, it really messes with the eye tracking function of this. But I think I'm going to keep it this way. If my eyes look weird, hey, that's how it goes. But I'm going to try it without the glasses for this one, since I'm not playing the game right now. I'm doing the commentary separate. I won't do this for every game, just games where I need to concentrate. If I'm doing like a role-playing game or something like that, then I'll do it live. And there I saw I was going down the wrong way, which is why it's good they have a map feature, because otherwise I would have walked all the way back to where the elevator was. So then you get through here, and this is really where they start throwing a lot of stuff at you at once. You got the guys coming out of the enemy generators here, you got the ones swooping down from the ceiling, and sometimes they get stuck to the ceiling so you can't hit them. Luckily when we get the wave beam later, that won't be a concern anymore. And I'm really glad that the beams stack in this version of the game, because that's really the one thing I always wanted, because I mean, for this game and for Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, those are the only ones where the beams don't stack. But when Super Metroid came out, they put that in there, and I think it's a lot better just having everything build on each other than just having your weapons swap out. And then now you got these areas here, which I try to do that, but it doesn't work. And I even try wall jumping, that doesn't work either. And wall jumping is a thing you can do in this version of the game. You can't really do it in the original. You can do bomb jumps and things like that, but not jump off the wall. And you can roll into a ball, unroll, and then jump, which is something that I do in part 3 in order to get an item. So there, and there's two more missile tanks right there. The energy tank is later. And now I just head on back. I don't do the quick start because that would put me all the way back at the elevator, and I'm a little bit too far down for that, so I backtrack the normal way through here. Just go on through. And we're back here. And now I gotta go through that hallway with all the enemy generators and stuff again. Like right here. The best thing to do would be to just freeze them and walk past. You don't really need energy if you have the Vari-suit, unless you're really hurting. But, I mean, once you grab an energy tank, it'll refill you again completely. Because that's why a lot of times I'll just tank hits and go. I mean, with the Vari-suit, you don't take as much damage as you would. It would be interesting to see a playthrough without getting the Vari-suit, how much damage you would take. Especially when you get to the later parts of the game, like the hideouts, where Kraid and Ridley are. Okay, go through here. And you just head on over. And right here is the high jump boots. Now, once you get those, go down through here, because the entire rest of Norfair is hiding behind this one item. Basically, if you don't go through this area here, you're not going to see what the rest of the Norfair looks like and get the rest of the items. Because if you go back to the main shaft and go down, it's just going to take you to Ridley's hideout. So you got to go through this whole area here. Once you go through here, you can start exploring the rest of the area and get the rest of the items. Especially one item in particular that's really important to get, and it's right over here. It makes things way easier. Let's go through here. And you go through this missile door. And there's the screw attack. So basically, when you jump, it makes you flash, and you're pretty much invincible until you come out of spinning. Now, at first, I didn't quite get why sometimes you would come out of your spin before you land, but after looking at it, I realized that the height where you jump, as you finish your arc and come down, when you reach where your jump height was, you come out of the spin, just like that right there. So in order to get it so that you're fully in the screw attack from top to bottom, you have to jump from the ground and land on the same level. Otherwise you'll come out of the spin and take damage. So now we'll just head down here and clear this part out first. Just head on through. We'll just go down here. And I was checking to see if you could just skip that, but you could, but it doesn't matter. It happened in the past already. And then just go through here. These like gumdrop looking platforms. Now if you bomb or shoot these, they'll go away, so it's best to just jump on them. You got these dragon enemies on the bottom. And they're called dragons, even though they kind of look like seahorses that shoot lava. And then again, you come to a wall, but you might as well just try it, bomb through it. Because most of the areas here you can just bomb through. Now, if you're in lava trying to get an item or attack somebody and you're flashing, it's not going to work. Because you pretty much go right through people when that happens. Your hitbox doesn't work. You gotta wait until you stop flashing and then you're able to grab something. Or cause damage with the screw attack. So come through this area here. Get past these. Then when you go through here, here's the energy tank. And now that I think about it, I think this is the only one here. So now we have 4 out of 6. But there are 8 energy tanks in the game, but we can only collect 6 of them. The other 2 just serve as basically extra backup to restore your health if you're playing the original game and you end up starting over with only 30 energy points and everything empty. So now we just gotta backtrack through here. Just head on back through. these gumdrops are. And like I said before, I had this game as a kid, but I never got this far. I'll point it out when I get to part 3, but basically, when I was playing this game, it was kind of creepy to me. Since, like I was saying before, there's just a black background, you're by yourself, and sometimes the music is really creepy and strange. Like, it wasn't something that you commonly heard on Nintendo before. And there's an area right before you get into where Kraid's hideout is, where there's like a big monster face on the wall. And I'll show it when I get to it in part 3, but that part basically scared the shit out of me, and I didn't play the game for a long time after that. So I never beat it as a kid. It wasn't until I started like messing around with emulation and things like that that I actually did beat it. Okay, you can go through here, and this takes you further down. And there's a few items to get down here. And just head on through. These big cubes of breakable blocks. You'll see that as you start breaking through them, there's a limit as to how many you can break through at the same time. So basically they'll stop disappearing until more reappear. Okay, we're not going to go down yet, we're just going to keep going this way to clear the area. Now these holes right here, just be careful, because if you're in the regular version and can't wall jump, if you get knocked down there, there's a good chance you're going to get stuck down there, and just have to wait for Samus to die out before you can continue. Just head on through. So now when I'm done with Norfair, I believe I should have 70 missiles and 4 energy tanks total. And I also should have all the rest of the suit upgrades in the game, because you don't find anything in the hideouts for your suit, just more energy and missile tanks. So heading down this way, and here's another area where you gotta watch out if you get knocked down into the lava there. Okay, and there's the one missile tank that we came all this way for, because there's nothing else over there. And now we're just going to head on back and go down in order to get the last items that are in Norfair. Which is pretty much only one thing, and that's the wave beam. Which powers up your gun by a lot, and the wave beam is also able to go through walls. So it's able to attack enemies that are far away, and even if they're behind something. So just head down here. Head on over. And I'm pretty sure this is the last Chozo statue room. And see, there you go. And now it's blue because it's mixed with the ice beam. And it can go through walls, and it has a wider range of attack. So now, enemies that are crawling around on the ground, we won't shoot over them anymore. We'll hit them if we shoot at them. There you go. So now we're almost done with Norfair. We're just going to head on back. And there's a little bit further down we can go to get the last missile tanks that are in this area. You gotta watch out for the fireballs there. They always shoot their fireballs up in a high arc like that. But mainly the problem with them is they'll knock you off of platforms more than cause a lot of damage. So here, we just go down through here. And this is going to lead us to the last missile tanks in the area. So that was part 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm having fun with this game. It's nice to play a version of it where you can just go through and not worry about maps and beams and stuff like that. Just go through and play it. So I'm going to quick save out of here. Start back at the beginning of Norfair. And I'll see you for part 3. Have a good night.